Hello and welcome to Kump.
Hello.
Hello, Lucie.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
How was your week?
It's been a good week. My pre-birthday week.
It's your It's a very exciting time. I've been hiding presents all over the bathroom. I hope you found them.
I did.
Have you?
Yeah.
I don't want people. That's for us.
Yeah.
That's not for you to tell. Maybe on our Patreon. Wink, wink. If you sign up for our Patreon, where you get an extra episode every week for $5 a month. Well, I'll get the hang of that one day. And maybe we'll tell you what kind of secret presents I hide in the bathroom. And it's not what you think. It's all very, it's jewels and luxury items and things that women like.
Don't give it away.
Well, no, I'm just saying in general. It's not like toiletry or toilet-related things. It's nice things that I hide in the toilet. Because you don't expect that in the toilet. You expect that in a jewelry store or your jewelry box or on your body where jewelry goes, but not in the toilet and not around the toilet. Famously. No one really...
That is true.
No one does that. I take precautions. I use, you think of tape probably at home, like Scotch tape or, masking tape or even duct tape. There's Gorilla. I use industrial tapes. Tapes that they use for planes when they tape the wings on, right? Because sometimes the wings are falling off and you don't have time to get a screwdriver or a drill. So you get some, and the tape that you would use to make sure a plane doesn't crash, that's how I cover you in jewels in the toilet area. All right? So happy birthday to you, Lucie.
Thank you.
My love. Many more? Is that appropriate? That doesn't feel right.
No, look, it's a nice sentiment.
Feels like it's condescending. I don't feel like I'm in a position to say, hey, many more from me, you'll be fine probably. Unless you try to stop me from falling off the Empire State Building, you'll be fine. But no, many more. I don't want you to die.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Thank you. It's not, and a part of that week, I feel like, it's not, I didn't say it's for that and it's not for that, but we can just say it is. I've been cleaning all around the apartment.
Yeah.
The motivation was not your birthday. It's nice, right? It's a nice bonus, but I gotta be honest, you didn't inspire me to clean. Do you think you did?
No, I think...
Did you write a book telling me to clean? Did you?
No, I didn't.
You didn't write a book, right? There's no book where you basically nail what my problems are and then say, hey, I know how you can stop being a slob. I know how you can stop being hated by most people. I know how you can make a good impression despite all your faults and your foibles.
I didn't do that.
You didn't do that.
No, that's not me.
I'm trying to remember who did that. Oh, yes. Jordan Peterson did that. I was inspired by Jordan Peterson, the dapper dialogist. The Dapper Dialogue. He should write a book called The Dapper Dialogues. It's just him, Dialogues in Hell with a dapper Jordan Peterson. There's a famous book called Dialogues in Hell between, I don't know, Montague and Robespierre. I don't know. These are stupid books. It's kind of book he would know what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not, point is, but I read his book. And it's not stupid. It's great.
You read his book?
I mean, I know the gist of it. All right? I know what he's about. He's about cleaning your room. He's about getting underneath the desk, getting where using the broom when you need to, but also using your hand and just kind of scraping dirt with your fingernails. That's what I do.
I don't know if he'd advocate scraping dirt with
I think if I told him I did that, he'd think, well, this guy really is a hustler. He's a guy who knows how, he's trying to speak to a lot of different people. Look at him. He's kind of bored with he's like, yeah, look, I'm going to tell you what to do, but I'm not engaged by this. Because you're all just just touching your underwear and putting it into a hamper. And I come up there to one of these, big speeches, these big conferences, and I'm like, Mr. Peterson, I'm scraping under the desk. where the gunk is, and I'm using my fingernails if I have to. And he's like, yes, Mr. What's your name? Kump. Yes, Mr. Kump. That's what I didn't want to like challenge people too much.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you embody everything I'm about and want to be, and I'm too afraid to say it. I, Jordan Peterson, am too afraid to ask that of you people, but you have done it. I'm like, and then he like, you know, it's like a sense of a woman, or no, what's the one when he picks me up or I pick him up, something an officer and a gentleman.
Oh, the bodyguard.
The end of Officer and a Gentleman, I believe, is when he carried, and one of us carries the other out. Probably me. He'll try to do it, and I'll be like, hey, let's not kid ourselves. I get what you're doing, and I'm gonna pick you up. So
this guy is such a father figure to you.
Yes.
That you just want to carry him like a baby.
I think he'd appreciate that. It's the only thing I could do for him. It's the only way I could show love and respect. What am I gonna do? Like, you know, thank him? No, he wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I've been cleaning the whole time. I don't feel like more of a man. I don't feel like, I still want to hit things like walls, not people.
Right.
But I still want to hit a wall. And I thought like cleaning. I thought he would. I would like when I, you know, I'm trying to get a passport and they tell me, well, it's going to be, you know, 6 weeks and I need it in 2. And I'm like, I'm just going to punch the bathroom wall, you know, and the drywall, put a hole in the wall. And I'm like, maybe I'll clean the bathroom instead. And I didn't do it. It worked, I guess, because I didn't put a hole in the wall, but I wanted to.
I don't think you've never put a hole in our walls.
I mean, for you. But I have many apartments in the past where I had holes in walls. I would take a hammer to a kitchen table. Oh yeah.
That sounds nice, honestly.
That was very gratifying.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about what made me upset that day, but it was a kitchen table with folding wings or whatever. It was like a circle, but if you unfolded the circle part, like the edges, it was just a rectangular table, right? But I got it at like a cheap thrift store.
So did you bought it? Did you buy it explicitly to hit it with a hammer?
No. This is my table where I ate breakfast and lunch and maybe even dinner. And
maybe even dinner if I was feeling crazy.
If there was nothing going on in my life, which was often. One time in that same apartment, I was just feeling very low, so I stocked my fridge, which I cleaned it out completely, and the only thing if you open my fridge was Fiji water, coconut water, and I think a few vitamin waters. But they were stacked very neatly, and I like that. Maybe that could be Jordan Peterson's third book. You know, like, you know, beverages for life, 12 beverages for life. But whatever. Point is, I took a hammer to this table one day, and it felt amazing. And I'd like to ask Mr. Peterson, you know, what's up with that? Why, like, cleaning is nice, but I didn't feel like I felt with the hammer on the table. That was great.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I don't think 12 Rules for Life says...
I think my landlord got scared. Like, there was a basement apartment, and I shared a wall with like the 13-year-old, 12-year-old son, like, you know, son, whatever, and he'd like have me down there with his friends playing, like, at the time I think it was the new Xbox One. They'd be like, "Hey, Xbox, do this," and I would be fuming, and I would just start screaming, kind of like I do with the women across the hall. When they make noise, I just start screaming at myself, like just ah! and they get the handle. And so that day, I remember they got a little concerned. He didn't confront me. He was a little rat kid.
Yeah.
But his I think the mom was like, "Oh, you okay? I mean, we heard some noises," but I know he heard them.
Yeah.
Because I was hitting the hammer.
And he sent his mother to do his dirty work.
What a little rat. This little rat called his mommy and said, "There's a man screaming."
Yeah. Hey, there's a man who's screaming and he might be violent. Why don't you go talk to him?
And you might say, a fat man, but this is when I was running 5 miles a day. This is around that time.
Oh.
I was amped up. I was just like, you know, and so he's just hearing a runner man. Still, you know, thick. I was never skinny, so I was still a thick man. Mm-hmm. With smashing a hammer onto a table. He must have thought all sorts of things. Anyway,
to be fair, I don't think 12 Rules for Life has ever, or Jordan Peterson has ever said don't smash things with a hammer.
That's a fair point.
He just said clean your room. They're in the affirmative. So you could theoretically clean your apartment and smash a table with a hammer.
That's a great point.
In the privacy of your own home.
The PowerPoint I'm making for him, I'm gonna update that to include that. Hey, you never said I couldn't do this.
Yeah.
Don't you dare judge me, Mr. Peterson. Mr. Jordan Peterson. Oh, I should make a document. This is like, remember searching for Bobby Fischer?
Yeah. It's
like searching for Jordan Peterson, but but he's not meant, but we act like he is. And one day he disappeared. You just remember searching for Bobby Fischer?
Yeah.
And one day he disappeared. He whispered. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the vibe I want for my documentary. It's just me searching for, would that get his attention? If I made a documentary, because there's a documentary about where's Richard Simmons, because people don't know where he is, right?
Oh, there is a documentary?
There's a documentary about that. Do you want to, should we watch a little of that?
Yeah.
The trailer?
Sure.
See if we can find the trailer really quick. But, Richard Simmons is a man who did a lot of sweating to the oldies. That was his big thing in the 80s. He was a part of the big diet craze, right? And he would sweat to the oldies. He would deal a meal. He had the deal a meal cards, which were very fun, where basically you had a wallet and, you had cards for like protein and, carbohydrate, breads and carbohydrates and like fats and like oils and salts. And you just like, oh, I'm going to eat this little Rolo. Those chocolates?
Yeah.
I'm going to eat a Rolo. Well, here's a fat and a salt card, you pig. Dealer's choice. This is a documentary?
Yeah. It looks like it.
What was it, the trailer?
Richard Simmons, what really happened?
I just want a trailer. Is there any way we can get a trailer? Because I don't want to play a whole thing. Or not. It doesn't matter. I love to just sweat to the oldies one day on here. Is it? It doesn't matter. Anyway.
This looks like something.
All right, let's play this.
This might be a news report on the documentary?
Yes. Oh. Why can't I hear? You're not plugged into the audio.
Where is it?
Yeah.
To beloved fitness icon. So what really happened to beloved fitness icon Richard Simmons, who has not been seen for more than 8 years now? There are many theories out there. His housekeeper is holding him hostage. His beloved dog, that is, died.
Why don't you learn how to speak?
He has medical issues.
He turns up.
Terrible news anchor.
Can you let's go up? Volume. Anyway, that's fine. Who is this person? But from that, in the future, let's, do you know, so where do you think Richard Simmons is?
Oh, dead maybe?
Why would he be dead? Do you know something?
If really nobody knows, I assume this is a little exaggerated and really he just doesn't, I guess he just doesn't want to be in the public eye anymore. But if really nobody can find him, maybe he's dead.
How do you think he would have died?
I guess he could have been murdered. I guess he could have, committed suicide in a remote place. Can nobody really find him? The cops couldn't find Richard Simmons if they needed to.
I don't think they're looking for him. I don't think he's wanted in a series of. How do you adjust volume on YouTube? Is there a thing?
Yeah.
Just turn that up all the way before we watch another thing. But the point is, I don't think Richard Simmons is out there. Being Jeffrey Dahmer, like the new Dahmer, right? Mm-hmm. There's that new Netflix Dahmer special. And I don't think Richard Simmons is doing that. I don't think he's, being questioned, in a series of, young men getting killed, whatever.
Yeah.
That's not his style. His style is a sweat to the oldies. It's to deal a meal. Now, we're on a tangent here. I don't really care about Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
If he wanted to be found, he'd be found. If he's dead, c'est la vie. Well, that sounds harsh. What's between c'est la vie and I don't care?
God bless.
God bless. Yeah, God bless. But, what if I made a documentary about Jordan Peterson where I search for him and he has to be like, I'm over here.
But you just really effectively spread the rumor that nobody can find him,
right?
Until
yes, I think you're on. I think you're onto something that I'm onto.
Yeah. How would you convince people that someone as ubiquitous as Jordan Peterson is actually that he's actually missing?
I remember Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
No one's seen him in weeks.
You know what? That's good. That's plausible too.
Yeah, you start out like that, and you just keep repeating it.
Yeah.
Like, week 1, I say that. Week 2, it's like, we still haven't heard from Jordan Peterson. Week 6, it's like, this is getting concerning. And, because what's going to happen is, no one else is looking for Jordan Peterson. So it'll take a while to catch up. But when people start Googling it, what's going to come up? The Kump Show. Looking for answers. Right?
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, look, you could probably get a lot of traffic.
This is going to be the crucifixion blood of our show, as Jordan Peterson might say. So, we wish you the best. I hope this is not played in court. Mr. Kump, can we not play the segment where you told your fiance at the time, we're married now, but you weren't then. All right, fair enough. That, you told your fiance that you plan to fake Jordan Peterson's death. This is great promotion for me. That's why all I say. Anyway, we're moving on. There's a lot to do today.
Yeah.
All right, so we have this thing here. It just says Biden, she was 12. Do you want to elaborate? Do you want to introduce this clip, or should we play the clip first?
So I have looked for context for this clip because I kept hearing about it.
Right.
The only context seems to be he's talking to a bunch of teachers.
Yes.
And he points to someone randomly. I don't think they even know who he was pointing to.
Right.
But he seems to be like recognizing the woman.
Okay.
And he says this.
Yeah, I saw this on like Twitter or something, and I just didn't understand it. So yeah, let's play this clip. Let's see.
But guess what? We got a lot to do. You gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
Okay, what is that? He's pointing at a grown woman, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's saying, we go back a long way, me and this teacher.
Yeah.
Let's just go back. Let's just watch this again.
But guess what? We got a lot to do.
Well, that sounded like something I just said. We're like, oh, we got a lot of stuff today. This sounds like he's hosting a podcast. We got a lot to do. Remember to sign up for the and like and subscribe. Also, I used to hang out with this 12-year-old.
Gotta say hi to me.
What? I mean, all right. He's not looking at a child. We think that's true.
No.
Okay. They're all laughing, so I guess it's not like.
It wouldn't even make sense if she was a child.
I agree.
Right?
It doesn't make sense now.
Yeah.
I mean, none of it makes sense.
We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
I mean, she was 12. Was he a teacher?
Okay, I think this is him trying to do like an "I'm old as fuck" joke.
She was 12. I was 30.
It's probably a woman who's kind of old herself.
Did we establish this is the president we're talking? This guy is President Biden. He's not just some random guy.
Yeah,
this is a president.
This is the president of the United States.
Interesting. To be fair, let's just watch to the end of I'm sure the end of the clip will explain what's going on. Oh, sorry, I muted it.
This woman helped me get an awful lot done. Anyway.
Well, that doesn't make it much better, does it?
No, it doesn't.
This woman helped me get an awful lot done.
Yeah, I think it's a
Should
joke.
he be impeached over this?
Yes.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
No,
but should he be impeached for under some guise of like, this is weird?
Yeah, I mean, I think he should be impeached for just being gross. I think he should be impeached for being a little too handsy with kids.
He's very handsy, and it's the weirdest look for something that's so creepy. It's surprising how like creepy it doesn't really seem. To be fair, like it doesn't seem like he's molesting kids, but like he's giving them like professional back rubs. He's giving them like he's working the traps.
Yeah.
Or the deltoids. I mean,
he's kneading into the muscles like they're 50-year-old coal mine workers.
Exactly.
Like,
hey, Bruno, what you did? Double? You did double down the mine? Oh, that's gonna be a nice paycheck, huh? That's what we do it for, huh? We don't do it for the coal, do we? That black lung. We don't do it for that. But the kid's like, it's a 9-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very disturbing guy.
But yeah, like I think this is I don't think this is a I fucked a kid joke. I think that it's an I'm old joke. They're probably around the same age, but he's making a joke like, or she's probably, an adult but younger than him, and he's saying like he's trying to make himself seem better by saying she was 12, I was 30, when really maybe she was like 30 and he was 60.
She was 12, I was 30. Don't you know anything? He was a lifeguard boy. I was doing a little Avril Lavigne to Biden.
She was a skater girl.
You might like I sound like a marble being like beaten to death by a hammer. You actually might be content ID because you actually have a singing voice. So be careful. We don't want to get caught. I don't know if you're that strict, but you have an angel voice. I mean, I sound like I'm a skater boy. It's just let's just be careful.
Okay.
We should really get someone who knows about it because we're constantly going. Are we allowed to play this? Are we allowed to sing this? Am I allowed to say my name? Right. I don't want to be content ID'd on YouTube.
Well, look, I wasn't gonna sing the whole Avril Lavigne song.
I'm just saying you have a great voice. People
and
have to
I
be
do
so
like
careful.
that song, so maybe I would have gotten too into it.
You can't be too careful these days.
Yeah,
we're living in a media something. Anyway, was there something else about? There's an article. Is the article worth looking at?
Yeah, I thought maybe it would explain more, but it kind of doesn't. It's President Biden shocked viewers of his Friday speech to teachers when he recognized an audience member and told the crowd, she was 12, I was 30. Biden lit up social media with a confounding and seemingly inappropriate aside. He did not say what he did when he was 30 and the woman was a preteen.
Well, that seems a little... yeah, I mean, we're all agreeing it's weird, but like, he didn't say what he did. Yeah. All right. I mean... Who is this Fox or who is this?
This is the New York Post. But,
yeah. He didn't say where he was hiding when he found her. He didn't say where he hid the girl. You got to say hi to me, Biden said mid-speech. We go back a long... Yeah, this is just what... This is like when our journalism is now. Like, it's just write down what the video says. There's no one goes to like the press secretary. No one's like following up with I mean, there's like places journalists go where they look things up, right? Like research libraries.
Yeah.
It's not just YouTube still, right? Like, I mean, but that's what this is. I mean, if all you gotta do is transcribe YouTube, I'll be a journalist. Anyway. But Biden's he's a cute guy. He's a cute little. And look, it could be worse, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a Biden apologist.
I'm sorry, but he's not drafting me into the Russian war, like some people we know.
And good transition.
Thank you. I'm getting better at that. President Putin, who I gotta be honest with you, he's lost some esteem in my view lately. I can't say that I feel as good about President Putin as I used to with this war.
Is that just because he wasn't interested in producing a reality show?
I don't want to get into the details, but suffice to say, my endorsement is expensive. Wait, is that actionable? I'm not blackmailing the president of Russia over some fake reality show. You play ball, Putin. I mean, this would be the perfect time. He might want a reality show made by him, even if it is just me doing it. Hey, huh? Can Peterson help us out? He was in Moscow for a while.
That's true. Yeah,
we should talk. Peterson, let's dialogue. We have a lot in common. We both have Russian business. Whatever.
We'll set up a meeting.
Was he in Russia?
He was in Russia.
It was Russia, right?
Yeah,
I was
in
speaking out of school.
a hyperbaric chamber or something.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like Bosnia or something. I don't know. But yeah, so the war has not been going great for Putin. I don't know why. They're a pretty big country, right?
Yeah.
And I guess Ukraine's like General Washington or something. Like, they got all the goods.
Yeah.
But even though, like, when we did that with England, that was France doing it. I guess we're the France. America's the France now, right? We're giving all the weapons.
We're the France, yeah.
I mean, do we know about? I'm assuming we got covert warriors over there.
Yeah, it's not as romantic as France coming over with all of their beautiful ships.
Well, I wasn't even thinking it was romantic. Okay, so you think it was just a sweet little? They just they yachted over in their little yachts, and they.
Well, didn't they give us a bunch of like naval support? Wasn't that?
Yeah, but also I think also troops. I mean, Lafayette was a general, right? He wasn't an admiral.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, you're the one who's French. I mean, point is, France is not involved in this,
No.
but we are, America. So we're doing such a good job with our covert boys, probably Deltas and who else is there? Rangers there? Is it Special Forces? Who's doing the damage?
Well, we're sending them a bunch of weapons.
Right. No, they never say we're sending over troops. But,
Yeah.
I got to imagine there probably is, right? Every other time we have, like, Special Forces guys training guys. Or is Ukraine just that good at war? I mean.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, look we probably do. Maybe we do have people over there.
We have George Wendt from Cheers doing USO. We have probably the guy who shot Bin Laden is probably doing, like, shooting drills, right? That guy, that redheaded guy who's always like, I shot Bin Laden,
right.
which you're not supposed to do, but he did, right? He's always just, I saw him the other day. He was just mad about inflation. But whatever, I'm saying, but like, we need another guy. I mean, he shot Bin Laden. I mean, he took Bin Laden out of a freezer and shot him. It's amazing. I wouldn't be able to do that. I would be like, this is cold. Anyway, so it's not going well. So what is he doing? He's drafting Russian boys.
Yep, he's threatening people with 10 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they don't go to war.
If they don't, well, we do that, don't we?
Yeah, I guess
when we have
we have a draft.
We did, but we put Muhammad Ali in prison.
That's true. Yeah.
No,
look, I do think it's a little bit if the press is like arguing that this is some like that having a draft in general is some like terribly inhumane thing.
Right.
It's a little hypocritical, but
yeah, I mean, we just don't, we haven't lost a war to that extent lately. But if we couldn't even take Baghdad in the first place, I bet we would have drafted someone.
Yeah.
We're good at winning. Like, they didn't even get to, like, they couldn't even lose the peace, right? Like, we won the war but lost the peace. And, like, that was, like, 1 year of war and 19 years of peace that we lost. But they couldn't even get that done.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so he wasn't drafting before.
I guess not. I thought that, I had assumed that he was.
Interesting.
But I guess not.
I would have assumed that, like, Russian, what do they call it? Babushkas? The women?
Yeah, the old women.
I assumed he had babushkas over there with bazookas.
Babushkas with bazookas. That's another
babushkas.
Great reality show pitch.
Babushkas with bazookas.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Can you bring up a
That's
picture?
That's actually a great 15-year game plan.
Yeah.
If you're producing reality shows in Russia, like you start off with a group of women that are the pretty princesses of Putin's Russia.
We did do that. That was our show, right? I forgot. Is that what you were referencing?
Yeah.
I forget. This is great because I can never remember anything I ever said. All right, so that was what we were. Just to clarify, we were in talks with Putin about again. What was it called?
The pretty princesses of Putin's Russia.
Yes.
And but as those women age out of being pretty princesses,
sure, which are inevitable,
they become
babushkas with bazookas. Can you do me a favor and just go to googleimage.com and see if you can find just type in babushkas at war and see if something comes up. I don't know if anything comes up. This is a crapshoot. I want images. not videos. I don't know what.
Okay,
There's something,
this
huh?
seems like a babushka.
Yeah.
Wait.
We do. Yeah. Let's just. You bring that up. She is a hardcore. We can just zoom in on that. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So this is this is a babushka at war. She's carrying, I believe that's a Kalashnikov AK-47 or some similar variant. And this is what I pictured when I was thinking about, him drafting. And there was already these people. I mean, look, I don't think I could take her on. If I had, what's the American thing, an M16 or some newer thing? And I had an M16 and she's, got that. And I'm like, and I'm fighting her in an urban war environment. I'm putting money on her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that, like, technically I'm younger and have a steadier hand, but I mean, I feel like she doesn't care, and she's just, and she's hungry, but she won't show it, and she's just, and she just thinks I'm a turd, and that contempt. And so, I mean, like, it's that's why I've always been so surprised. Like, they have these women. This is their women.
To be transparent, I did not verify this. This could be like a 60-year-old Canadian man.
Well, that's fair.
This could be Jordan Peterson.
Well, that's fair. This is just the Google result of babushkas at war. But I mean, this is I don't look like this. I would look way goofier. So, but apparently, they're not drafting older women yet, is what you're telling me. You're telling me that this is not happening, and that we're just drafting men, young men.
I think it's mostly young men.
The typical thing you would see in a war. Mm-hmm. That's not working. How about you go get her? That might change the tide of the war. These young men ain't getting it done. Now, I'm not saying it's their fault, but maybe.
Wait, so you think it raises morale to send old women to war?
I mean, if your old women are like this, if they're hardened, I mean, like my grandma wouldn't be able to, like, if you put an AK-47 around her neck with wearing what is that, like a parka? It's like a winter coat. She would just like fall over. Like the weight of she was very thin. The weight of an AK-47 would just like probably topple her over. And trying to fire it, I imagine she would just go into a wall. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I picture, wouldn't you be like, I mean, you're not a man. So, but I'm telling you, if I see that woman fighting next to me, like, and I'm about to like desert or like, just kind of spray and pray or pretend. No, I'm like, I can't, this old woman. It's like, it's a certain level of, I don't know. It's like, is it misogyny or is the better part of misogyny?
Right, where you don't want to be upstaged by an old woman.
This old babushka thinks she's going to kill more fucking people than me? You serious? And I would just shove her face into the snow. I wouldn't kill her or anything. Whatever. It's like, I'm just saying, I'm getting the kills. I'm the Spetzel. Spetzel? That's a dumpling. Spetsnaz. That's the troops they have. I don't know. I don't know anything about the war. So this is my input. I like her though. We should contact her to do some merch. We need better merch. I mean, the merch we have is great. Go check out the links in the description. We got the Kump hands merch and we got the wine princess, but she could be the wine princess.
Oh yeah, her with the wine princess bitch.
We could Photoshop her into the bottle. Oh, Marone.
So it's like you're drinking the spirit of a babushka at war.
I couldn't have said it better myself. That's what all merch should be to me. But yeah, people aren't reacting well to this draft. That's what I'm hearing.
No, people are protesting as they should be. But
I heard they're breaking limbs.
Who's breaking limbs? They
get out of it.
Oh.
I heard they're doing. Well,
that's
They're doing parkour, hoping they get injured. I think the Russians invented parkour for that purpose.
For the purpose of getting out of war?
Yeah, like it's a plausible thing. We invented a whole sport where like, and sports in quotes, of course, but where like it's plausible that you could have hurt your collarbone at the office. Like, wait, you work in an insurance agency, right? But on my break time, I do parkour in the industrial park, and you have like parkour videos on YouTube of yourself. Dancing, not dancing, doing parkour. What is parkour again? It's when you do extreme, like, jumping around like curves.
Yeah, it's defined as getting from A to B in the most like physically creative way possible.
Sure, it's defined as not going to war in the most creative way possible. So yeah, I fell through a Wendy's bag. I stepped on a Wendy's bag wrong. You know how it is with parkour. And the guy's got to be like, all right. I mean, but if you told him like, oh, I was like walking with my niece and I slipped, it just sounds dumb. Who does that?
Right.
But parkour, and you show him your videos. You have to actually do some parkour. He wants to see your playlist. You don't have to have a lot of views, but you gotta be pulling some vert, like Tony Hawk. Anyway, what's Tony Hawk's thing about this war?
I don't know. He's been suspiciously silent about it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Take a stand.
Take a Hawk away from him. Take the Hawk title.
How would you get out of the draft?
I would.
Go ahead.
Well, look. Here's the deal. I would just demand a gun hand, and I would go show up with like a gun, which is probably a problem, right? If I show up with like a weird revolver to the draft office, they're not gonna like that. Probably like wait, what is that? Like, it's my gun. They're gonna be like, well, what are you doing? Like, well, this is a war. Like, yeah, we're going to give you a gun. Well, can I have this one also? They'll say no for some reason. I honestly don't know why. I mean, I guess protocols and, like, they don't have bullets for that gun. But, like, why can't I just keep it in my pocket? Anyway, that'll be the first conversation. So I'll be off to a bad start. And then I'll constantly say, what if I get my hand hot enough and the gun hot enough with a blowtorch that it just, and this is not the best idea for gun hand, but, I mean, what if I melt this gun into my hand? Then can I keep it? And if they say yes, I'm just going to do that and go to war.
Yeah,
so I don't understand your question.
Trade-off.
Yeah, I don't really want to get out of it. I don't want to go without a gun hand, but I think they'll let me if I have. Like, at that point, I'll just call it a disability. I accidentally melted a gun in my hand, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good plan.
Yeah,
you get a gun hand out of it either way.
Raymond Gunhand comes to win the war for the tired troops. You boys out, or my Russian boy.
Well, yeah, that's another. They could use you in propaganda videos.
The Russians could. I mean, do I want to be? Am I comfortable conquering Ukraine under my boot? I don't think that'd be great.
No,
I don't think it'd be a good, branding for the podcast.
You think in this scenario we still have the podcast?
I mean, look, soldiers are and thank you for your service, but I mean, it's not I don't think they make the best money. Typically, so I'm thinking about the future, and it's like, I think all soldiers should be able to prepare their future brand, right? Because you're not making like hundreds of thousands, right? You're making 50 grand, 70 grand. I don't know what they make, but it's not. You try raising a family 10 years after, that's not gonna, that's not a nest egg. All soldiers should be able to have a live stream while they're shooting people. While they're going door to door, whatever they do, Abu Ghraib, they should be able to go on Twitch. You have a POV camera. Plus, if they're doing war crimes, then it's gonna be it should lessen that.
I was gonna ask, don't you think that might incentivize war crimes?
Well, we gotta prosecute them. I mean, of course they're gonna go for the clicks. I mean, but if we don't use the Geneva Convention, I mean, it's not my fault that you got I assumed you got the JAG teams or whatever, these NCIS guys, would prosecute war crimes. Don't blame me for bringing Twitch into the army.
Yeah, and also, you know what? Now that I think about it, that's the dystopian assumption that you'd be doing war crimes for clicks. But probably it's actually the opposite. Probably they Twitch stream themselves handing out rice to people and stuff.
I don't know if you could even curse on Twitch. I mean, I think they're pretty strict. I don't think they'll let you post war crimes. I mean, I think they're pretty restrictive. They're a family service. A lot of kids watch Twitch. I don't think they want beheadings and what else is a war crime? Shooting too many people?
Cowards.
Being a coward? Being a coward's a war crime.
No, no, I'm calling Twitch cowards.
Oh, okay. What? Lucie wants it. Lucie wants this work. You'll have to start your own war crime streaming service.
Yeah. I'll just call it I'll just call the app War Crimes for Clicks.
And there's only one branch that'll like actually sign off on it. So like, and it's the merchant, the Coast Guard. So the Coast Guard actually allows your service. Like it's like soldiers to do your service.
Yeah.
But like, and look, I'm sure well, this is an interesting point. The Coast Guard. Now, do me a favor. Just bring up a definition of the Coast Guard. I know what they are. They're the ocean, and like, typically, they're not the merchant marines. They're, they actually. What does the Coast Guard do? Like, if they send boats, so if Russia sends ships over to us, would the Coast Guard stop, or the Navy stop them? What is the Coast Guard doing?
The Coast Guard is a branch of the U.S. Armed Forces under the Department of Transportation since 1967, responsible for the enforcement of maritime law and the protection of life and property at sea.
I couldn't have been more wrong, it seems like. They're not even under the Pentagon. Wow. I thought they were at least like part of the Joint Chiefs or whatever, right? Aren't? No?
Yeah, I didn't know they were under Department of Transportation.
This is Pete Buttigieg's private army? His private navy? Jeez. What does Buttigieg have them doing now? Are they invading anywhere yet? It doesn't sound like they can do war crimes unless they just start boarding pleasure boats and just hitting people. Which with your streaming service, they will, because the Coast Guard for some reason is the only one that signed off. But what, do you have a name for it?
I was gonna call it War Crimes for Clicks.
That's a little wordy. War clicks.
War Clicks. Oh yeah, that's more internet friendly.
What's another term for a war crime? Atrocity clicks. That's
Atrociclick.
Atrociclicks. There we go. We should really. Why are we not part of like a cabal of of executives who get called in to right the ship of like important companies?
I don't know.
We could rebrand any company within 12 hours, except our own podcast. That's a common thing. Fixing other people's problems is way easier than fixing your own. I could fix Cheez-Its in a second. Just call it cheese chips. Does that sound better? Cheese chips.
Just call it cheese chips?
Yeah. I guarantee you it was not double. How do you say?
I don't know. I've
point?
always thought Cheez-Its is kind of a cute name.
It's a cute name. Look, everyone who's eating
cheese chips makes it sound like you're doing something dirty.
Everyone who's gonna eat Cheez-Its because that name is cute has already eaten them. All right, that's what you fail to realize. Okay, and so now it's just and it's just been around forever. Like Cheez-Its is not even clever anymore. Like it's just it's ubiquitous. Like they don't take into account how you don't think about the name Cheez-It. Yeah, I guess if you break it down, Cheez-It. Oh, okay. No one does. It's just they take for granted. You need a new name. Cheese chips. Right? There we go. Now people are buying it. They don't know what it is. Some are going, it's like Cheez-Its, but better. It's the same damn thing, but thanks. Or maybe even it's like Cheez-Its, but it's not as good, but but it's a chip, so I like chips. Right? And this is stuff I'll coach people on to say these things. Right? Because we're just going to be like, in reality, our firm is also just going to be buying cases and cases of cheese chips and storing them to try to, to bolster our stock price.
Right.
It's a pump and dump scheme, my company. Anyway, so the war still going on?
War's still going on.
Which side are we on? Ukraine, right?
Yeah, Ukraine, but
yeah.
I'm also I'm sympathetic to the idea that
it's got to stop at some point.
Like we can't just. How much money are we gonna pour into this?
I don't know, a couple trillion.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that? You gonna buy a bunch of Polly Pockets?
Well, look,
you gonna go on eBay and buy a bunch of Polly Pocket toys?
Yes, a Polly Pocket in every driveway.
Remember Polly Pockets?
Yeah.
They were little little
do I remember Polly Pockets?
I had Mighty Max.
I know, yeah. I always had Polly Pockets.
Yeah.
My brothers had Mighty Max.
Right. And how many of those can you buy? A couple dozen before you get bored?
Yeah.
Let's spend some money on some machine guns and some, portable hospitals and whatever you need to keep babies from dying when you shoot them accidentally.
Can I ask you a question about Mighty Max?
Yeah.
Was it really any good?
It was,
or was it a thing where little boys kept getting jealous of Polly Pockets in a gender confusing way.
I don't know.
And they
first
had
of
to
all,
make something like for boys so that their parents.
bring up a Polly Pocket on Google. We're gonna do a little thing here. We're gonna do a little thing. Just Google image of Polly Pocket. I'll let you pick the Polly Pocket too. Are these new ones? You can even type in old if you want, because new stuff sucks in general. And I'm gonna if you win this, if you don't tell me I'm right, I'm gonna be shocked.
Vintage Polly Pocket.
Okay, we're gonna bring this up.
This is pretty cool. There's a mystical castle.
Okay, so you got a castle there, a little horse. You got a little boy, a little girl, whatever. This seems.
There's a brightly lit little gazebo over here.
And you're comfortable with this. This is from 1992. You're comfortable with this being the comparison point for when you say, "Oh, is Mighty Max actually any good, or is it just ripping off?" Okay. Go to Mighty Max.
There's also just so you know, I think this is a pretty great design.
It's cool. It's fine.
They did also have Polly Pockets that had slides.
I gave you the option. I specifically said
a series of tubes is what I remember most from Polly Pocket.
Look, if that's what you specifically remember, I don't know why you brought. I specifically said pick the one you want, because now just Google. It's over. You've already picked your side in the war. Now Google Mighty Max Frankenstein. I think it should
Mighty
be
Max.
that picture there. Bring that up, please.
Okay, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Make this bigger. So first of all, just the outside itself is this like dope skull with one eye and a cage. This is amazing. It's got a little M&M for Mighty Max, but it could also be M&M's, whatever. If that's your thing, it's just, that's not a selling point.
Yeah.
Look inside. You got an Igor, you got a Frankenstein, you got weird little bolts, you got this is amazing. I was playing with this the day on the way home from dinner. We went to a restaurant. I forget what dinner. Maybe it was a Mexican restaurant. I don't remember. But the night O.J. Simpson went on his, chase, and I was playing. I think I'd gotten a Polly Pocket. A Mad Max. Mighty Max at like a CVS or something, and on the way home, and I'm playing with it as like they're saying, O.J. Simpson, is like has killed his wife allegedly and murdered this other guy who was a waiter, and I'm just like, look, you got Frankenstein, you got an Igor. I'm trying to show my dad. He's like, I'm driving.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
I reject this comparison entirely because this isn't a Mighty Max toy. This is a Frankenstein.
But
toy.
that's what Mighty Max is. You could have said Polly Pocket. Well, that's Prince Charming or Prince Valiant or some nonsense. I mean, this is not. It's not Brandon Frankenstein. It's just you can't copyright Tesla coils because Tesla never did it. He never copyrighted them. He died poor. Nikola Tesla.
Look, you could show me a Frankenstein.
Did they win or did they win?
You could show me a Frankenstein plushie. And I would think that was a better thing than Polly Pocket.
Well, look, if you think a Frankenstein plushie is better than Polly Pocket, then I think you just don't like girly, quote unquote, girly things.
I love Polly Pocket.
Which is fine. I don't understand. Like my view of gender is like, why can't if I want to play with Polly Pocket, I will. If I want to play with Mighty Max, I will. I don't need to like if you want to go whatever you want. But my point of view is I'm not going to transition just to play with Polly Pocket. And to be clear, I don't think anyone else is doing that either. But I'm just making it clear. I reserve the right to play with Polly Pocket. But I prefer Mighty Max. If that makes me a toxic male, then go ahead and shoot me in the face, Miss Babushka with bazooka.
The skull is cool.
The skull is dope as hell. I don't know how you come back from this. I really don't. Anyway, so how do we get on here?
I don't know.
Louise Fletcher dead. Who the hell is Louise Fletcher?
She's a Nurse Ratchet.
Nurse Ratchet. Okay, let's.
A classic role. Did you think that Nurse Ratchet was kind of cute when you watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
I don't remember. Wait, so here we go. We're gonna bring this up quick. This is her when she died. Is the day she died or? around then, I guess.
This is her corpse that they've propped up.
Okay.
For one last picture.
It's not bad. Look, for a woman who I assume is,
she's fine.
If she's in her 40s there, it's not going well, but I think she's in her 60s or 70s probably, and it's fine. So now bring me up, please, because you asked the question, a picture of her in Cuckoo's. It's a character from Cuckoo's Nest. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I gotta watch that movie again. I don't want to say it's overrated. There's a lot of great stuff about it. I'm probably sound like a maniac, but I haven't seen it in a while. And hopefully, oh wait, she's dead. Wait, get me a picture of her. I would like to just bring that bigger. Yeah, make it as big as you can. All right, this is. Yeah, I could see it. Look, Nurse Ratchet is I would eat every pill. Give me those pills, mommy. Ooh.
I remember watching that movie and thinking, like, she obviously plays a really, like, brutal character.
Is she that brutal, or she just goes eat your pills?
Well, look, she represents the brutality of the system, I think. Like, it's not so much that she's a particularly evil person. It's that she rigidly enforces the system.
Right.
That's how I've always interpreted it.
Yeah, she does her job.
Yeah.
She's a woman who does her job.
Yeah.
And people are like, what a bitch. What? She's like she's like a personification of the devil. It's like, no, she's a woman doing her job. And it's like, I forget. Is there scenes where she's like hitting them?
Well, look, there are scenes where she arguably mentally punishes them beyond what's necessary. But
how?
Like kind of taking this guy. Brad Dourif plays a particularly vulnerable character in the movie.
Oh, big surprise. Brad Dourif.
And
Brad Dourif, the great Brad Dourif. Let me guess, he plays someone weird.
Yeah, he does. He actually does.
He's fine. He's fine.
And, Nurse Ratched really lays into him in a very vulnerable moment in a way that isn't necessarily you can't attribute to her just doing her job. But
yeah, I guess. I mean, he's locked up in an insane asylum, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know, that. What did she say? Look at you little rat, you little rat pig.
She said, please stop smearing your shit all over the wall. And he was like, I'm going to kill myself.
Look, you gotta stop threatening to rape and kill me. I know you have issues, but this is my job. This can't be every day. Oh, you're judging me. I'm going to go eat some shit that I make in my ass. It's like, I know where your shit comes from. You don't have to explain that. And also, that doesn't hurt me. I mean, honestly, if you eat it, then smearing it hurts me. I gotta clean it. You eat it, I mean, it hurts you. I'll pump your stomach. I mean, then it goes in the tube.
Maybe you're crazy, man.
She's saying it to him.
No, he's saying it to her.
Oh,
as she's making these reasonable requests.
Don't eat your shit. Some people are probably going off in the comments. You haven't seen the movie in a while. There's worse stuff. Well, I don't remember.
Yeah, I actually remember the movie because I had always heard that she's one of cinema's greatest villains or whatever, and a
woman just not slacking off. How am I the best feminist? How am I? I don't think I should be. I mean, but no one else is. Everyone's just like, there's Ratchet died. She was the worst. I'm like, I don't know. She looks cute here.
Yeah,
that's interesting hair she has.
No, but in addition to her great performance, I remember thinking she plays a weirdly this may be one of the more attractive plainly presented women in movies.
Yeah, no, I like it. I mean, if I had a time machine, I would definitely use it to take her on a date. Hello. But R.I.P. I guess that's not great to say when she's dead. She was I would have loved to make love to her, but she's dead. It's not as nice as you think it sounds. You think it sounds great, but I don't think women you wouldn't want that to be your thing, right? When in 100 years when you die.
I don't know. I don't think I'd mind it.
I wouldn't mind it at all. I mean, if people were talking about how you wouldn't think so, but you could. His corpse probably is very fuckable. His corpse is fuckable. I'd actually like that.
Yeah.
If I die before you, can you just say it? You don't have to do it.
I'll talk about it all the time.
Thank you. I mean, make a podcast about it.
Yeah. About how much I'd like to
do it at the eulogy and then quote accidentally record it or something.
Yeah. Make it make it one of those accidental viral videos.
Yeah, and then throw yourself on my corpse going, no, I'm not ready. Something like that. Something sweet. That'd be nice. That'd be a home run.
I'll throw myself in the fire of your. I'll set a fire.
What fire?
The fire I set in your coffin.
I'm not gonna have a funeral pyre, am I? Are you gonna do like a Viking funeral where they shoot the arrow like in Game of Thrones or whatever?
Would you like that?
I don't know. I mean, look, no, because one of two things is true. Either like God and all that stuff is real, in which case I'm pretty sure he doesn't want you burning to death. Or there's three things, I guess. Two, it's not real, and then, well, why care? So why are you doing this? Why are you wasting the money? Three, it's good because the Viking god is real, but that seems less than likely. if one of the gods is going to be real, I don't think it's the Viking god. I don't think that.
Yeah, good point.
It's like, what are you? I'm a god. Like, what's your thing? I tell people to rape and kill. They would do that anyway. What purpose are you serving? You know, like it just doesn't seem like a god thing. It seems like hey, just do whatever you feel like, basically. All right. People say, about Vikings that they weren't Vikings all the time, that they were farmers a lot of the time, and like during the lean time, they would go and pillage and rape. But I feel like, I don't think it's wrong. I mean, if that's your whole MO.
Well, I never assumed that they were just constantly pillaging. I assumed they slept. And had parties.
You would think if you're raping and pillaging throughout Europe in the Middle Ages or whatever, I don't know, Dark Ages, you would think that's your day job. You don't need a day job. It's like, what, you still doing open mics after 20 years? It's like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm a farmer still. So you gave up the raping and pillaging? No, still holding out.
Yeah, trying to get my 10,000 hours in. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll end it with this. Look, we watched basketball the end of the last season, right? The NBA.
Yeah.
We watched some playoffs.
We had a very fun time.
Lucie got very into the Boston Celtics, which I also, I'm not from Boston, so I don't have to rep them, but I like this particular team especially, and with Jason Tatum,
Jaylen
Brown, a lot of other great guys, and their coach Ime Udoka, who let's just bring up that picture. Is it here? Let's see, Celtics coach. Before we say anything, this is Ime Udoka. He's the coach. Just enlarge this. This is I think every time we watch the game, every time we went to him, I'm like, can you imagine just dating that guy? He's just there's something about, this is not the best picture. I mean, it's fine. He's a good looking man, and that shows it. But he's very he wears these fleeces, and he just comes off very confident, very I don't know. I just find him very
there's an intensity in his eyes.
Yes, a kind intensity.
Yeah.
He's gonna beat you up, but then give you a kiss in the cheek or whatever. It's not sexual. It's just camaraderie. Or maybe it's sexual, whatever. He has been suspended for an entire year.
Really?
An entire year. You know what he did?
What?
He had a consensual affair with another employee of the Celtics.
Really?
When I originally, I thought it was like another player on the team, but that's not the case. Yeah. It's just someone who I think they might travel. I don't know who it is. I don't think anyone knows who the woman is.
Every time Jaylen Brown missed a free throw, he fucked him.
every time he was just had the ball and just started dribbling into the paint with 5 guys in front of him and lost the ball. Yeah. He got fucked. Yeah. And it was great. I mean, that's actually never going to work. That's negative reinforcement or positive. You don't do that. Point is this too harsh for Ime Udoka?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. It seems
nobody got hurt. Who gives a shit?
Well, his wife got hurt. Mostly because of the rats, probably.
What are they? Who's running the Celtics? The
Stevens,
Inquisitors of Europe?
Well, Brad Stevens was the coach until last year when he became the GM, when Danny Ainge left. And then so I guess he's running Celtics, and he got mad that, I don't know.
What is he fucking his wife? And so he's trying to defend her honor?
Do you know who Nia Long is?
Who is Nia Long?
Look her up. Look up Nia Long. You're about to have egg all over that face of yours. Let's just bring up a picture of her.
Ooh. She's pretty.
Well, yeah. This is Nia Long. We'll just leave it. That's fine. That's good enough. And thank you. This is Nia Long. She's an actress. I believe she's in Step It Up, maybe? I don't know. She's been in a few things. Am I right here? I'm saying go Google it. Because I don't want to speak out of school. Maybe she was in Fast and the Furious. But the point is, that's his wife.
That's Udoka's wife.
Yeah, Nia Long, who's an American actress, according to Google. What was she in?
Filmography.
Yeah. Friday. She's in Friday. She's in Big Mama's House. Are We There Yet? She's in a ton of movies.
Yeah.
She's in Boys in the Hood?
Boys in the Hood, yeah.
Oh, I know who she. Okay, I kind of thought that she'd be older, so I didn't think that was the same person. Oh, she's in Boiler Room. Oh, she's a chick from. Oh, I know who she is. No, honestly, yeah. He's married to her.
She's in 47 Meters Down on Caged.
She's a big star. Look at all these movies. She's bringing it back. Yeah, she's a.
I love the 47 Meters Down franchise.
Yeah. She's a big star. I don't know what that means. She's the 47.
There's 47 Meters Down, and then there's 47 Meters Down on Caged, which apparently Nia Long is in.
Interesting.
It's about getting trapped underwater with sharks.
Okay. Tell me about it.
I think these girls go like cage. They're going swimming with sharks in the cage, and that little cage they send you down in.
Yeah.
And the cage snaps, and they fall 47 meters down.
Well, now she has fallen through the cage of marriage, and she's married to, I guess, a scoundrel.
Yeah.
As much as I love Ime Udoka, but so what should be the penalty if you're dating Nia Long from the Cage movie, and Boiler Room, and you fuck some other woman?
Well, look, I think the penalty should be that she divorces you. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you deserve.
How do we get back at him?
How do we get back at him?
Yes.
On behalf of Nia Long.
I think people are mad that he's married to Nia Long, and that's not good enough.
Well, look, I'm a little mad about it. Sure.
But he's Ime Udoka.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, sports are bigger than movies, especially now. I think if you're the coach of the Celtics, isn't that like bigger than like being an actress who's like good, but like, you know, she's not like a huge Academy Award winning star. She's a well-known actress, but she's not like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, people are like, oh, he's married to Nia Long. I mean, that's the thing. It's because it's always guys. But you know the women are like, this guy's a panty dropper.
Yeah, well, look, technically.
Why is it always women who are like, people don't want to, you know, she's not good enough? He's the best.
Yeah, but she didn't cheat on him.
Right, but if she did, it wouldn't be the thing. If she cheated on him with, like, you know, I don't know, some great guy, some Denzel Washington guy, you know, or his son, or both. Oh my God, any of that, any combination of that, all good looking guy. Denzel Washington's son, the guy from Tenet, right?
Yeah.
The movie Tenet.
Oh, he's a beautiful man.
Beautiful guy. I mean, the movie was hard to understand, but it's not his fault. I think he was good in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think he would do a three-way with him, and that's just whatever. I mean, if he did, it'd be amazing. But like, no. But I'm just saying, any combination. Of course, she would, be down for that. No, in theory, I'm not saying break her wedding vows, but saying no one would hold it against her. But then they go, oh, look, it was Denzel Washington or his son, right? Well, she gets a pass.
I don't think anyone would.
And he's Ime Udoka.
Look, he is.
Am I saying his name right? I think I am.
Yeah, I think so. Look, theoretically, if this is how we're gonna judge infidelity, like, oh well, look at how hot the fair person was. What hope does the working man or woman have of not being scoundrelized?
That's a good point.
What if you're take an oil rig worker? He maybe doesn't look like a Nia Long,
right?
But he still doesn't deserve to be betrayed.
No one deserves to be betrayed.
Yeah,
I just feel like You know, people keep. That's why it doesn't matter. His wife could be some fat pig of a brutal person who hurts people.
Yeah,
and she doesn't deserve this. But people keep saying, "Well, it's Nia Long." I was like, all right.
Do you think that was also the Celtics' rationale? Was like, look, if you had just cheated on your wife with another employee, we'd say God bless. But Nia Long, you cheat on Nia Long. Do you think that was the professional logic too?
Oh, wait, you say, look, if you were just married to some slob, this would be fine. What you mean?
Yeah.
If you were just married to some some slob who works a regular job, who's not part of our the power elite, more power to you. But you didn't. You married a top-notch girl.
Yeah.
A Nurse Ratchet type. A woman as beautiful as Nurse Ratchet.
A Nurse Ratchet level hottie.
Yeah.
And the Celtics don't believe in cheating on a woman like that.
You don't cheat on a woman like that. No answers, as usual. We have no answers for this. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget, if you like this show, which, how could you not? This is great. This is really phenomenal. And if you do like it, you get an extra episode every week for $5 a month. Just go to our Patreon. The link's in the description. Patreon.com/RayKump. Also, either way, just like and subscribe. Help get the show out there. Share it with your friends. Tell them how good this is. Post it on your Pinterest board. Whatever you want to do. There's buttons below you. You can see where you can share, and you go to Pinterest and tell them about Kump. It's a brave new world. So enjoy. Have a great week.